Hello, welcome back to Print Island. I've come down from the top of the lighthouse today because, if I'm honest, it's a bit too hot. We're in the middle of a heat wave, and all of that glass around the top of a lighthouse is like it's not a lighthouse anymore, it's a greenhouse. So I've avoided that. I've come downstairs where it's a lot cooler, and I'm joined today by two guests. We're having a competition about who's got the hottest country, so we'll see who wins at the end. But I'm joined by Robin from 𝐷𝐴𝐻𝐿 in France. Good morning, Robin.
Morning.
And I'm joined by Giusi from Zakeke, who's in southern Italy. So I'm guessing, yeah, you probably win, don't you? It's probably hotter in southern Italy than it is in France. Yeah, it's a tough competition, but we're all surviving it, so that's good. So, but I just wanted to grab you two really for a bit of a chat, because I think it's always important when we're talking to people, when we're broadcasting from Print Island, that we don't just give one perspective. I think it's always useful when you're talking to a supplier or a vendor or a software developer or any business, that you also hear from the customers, because that's really the real experience that is being taken from anybody. So, Robin, tell me a little bit more about you and a little bit more about the company, and then we'll get into understanding a bit more about Zakeke.
That's sure. So I'm Robin. I'm French, as you can tell by my accent. I started to work in a web marketing company where we were selling ads, mainly on Google Ads. Then I launched my company. I was selling gardening products like seeds and stuff like that. I sell this company, and then I launch 𝐷𝐴𝐻𝐿, which we will talk, and we are selling goods, gift for company with some printing, serigraphy, typography, etc.
Okay, and tell me a little bit more about 𝐷𝐴𝐻𝐿, because I love the name. Where did the name come from?
The name come from that basically we are selling gift, and the idea is that our customer, so that can be company or collectivité that will want to make gift for their customer or their salary. And the idea behind 𝐷𝐴𝐻𝐿 is that when they make an order, they can make un don. I don't know how to say in English, but they can help association, and we get money from them, and then we give the money for this association or NGO.
So it's sort of a charitable foundation, supporting organizations that are doing good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the idea of the name. It's between good for goodies and 𝐷𝐴𝐻𝐿. So you get the idea.
That's
basically
clever.
we are making products like that can be product like this, or we got some textile too. That's some embroidery and printing on glass or stuff like this. You got the idea.
Yeah, fabulous. And Giusi, I had a long chat with Carlo a couple of weeks back about where the name Zakeke came from, and he tried to tell me that it was something to do with a musical instrument in South Africa. And you can tell me now, is that true?
It's true. But there is also let's say, hide part of the story that we cannot spoiler. So I can confirm that let's say, answer it's true, but it's not the only meaning.
Okay.
But the second meaning will stay, let's say, secret for a while.
Okay, fair enough. I'll let you off. That's fine. So listen, Robin, I'd love to hear a little bit more about what you guys do with Zakeke, and Giusi, I want to hear a little bit about what you guys do with 𝐷𝐴𝐻𝐿. So Robin, you go first. Tell me, when did you start working with them?
I think it was 4 years ago, something like this, because when I sell my company that was doing gardening products, we were printing seeds bag, customized seeds bag. And we started with Zakeke because it was quite tricky for us to do manual stuff, to prepare the artwork and to prepare the file. So we were looking for a solution, and we found a competitor that was using Zakeke. So we had to go in the source code and find the tool. That's how we discovered Zakeke. And we started with few products, so seeds bag, plants, stuff like that, and it really helped us a lot to. So customers were doing the hard work themselves, and we didn't have to do everything manually. So it helped us to get more order without having to hire a lot of people. And then we were thinking, okay, we have a few products we need to grow up, and we focus more on the team on creating more and more products. So we went from 20 to 2,000 in few years, and now I would say all our products go through Zakeke.
And that's really the sort of the model, I guess, Giusi, that Zakeke are looking for, is to help an organization, a business, to first and foremost scale up, but scale up simply. So it's not, it's not, without sounding awful, it's not about employing hundreds of people. It's about employing a system that enables a business to grow.
Yeah, exactly. Our goal is to put the K for scaling in the merchant hands, and this key is the possibility of how to make the interior customization and print file production flow. That was exactly the problem that Robin was explaining. So today, if you want to offer product customization and you are not using something like Zakeke, the problem is that on the front end, you have to handle this back and forth with the client. You have to ask the logo is not in the good resolution. So it's time consuming on all the sides. And today we want everything fast and easy for buying. And so the first problem to solve was making sure the customer was able to provide the artwork, the design in a very easy way, without any technical skill, without the risk of making some mistakes, because everything is automatically checked on the front end. But the real value is in making sure that Zakeke can automatically provide that print output that normally a company should create manually. And of course, this reduces a lot the timing for producing and delivering the product, but also the people timing in creating that print file and reducing the human mistakes. So it's your, let's say, best employees in the customization process.
And I think that's kind of the key point, Robin, because my background in personalization goes all the way back to the dark ages and dinosaurs, when we didn't have the software, the automation, the platform. We still got the job done, but it took like 100 people to make one product. Then software came along and simplified all of that. I guess that's the key impact. And you say you've been with Zakeke for 4 years now. What would you say is the impact on your business as a result?
Let's say I would say it helped me to sell more, and it helped me to save time, I would say. And it's I also appreciate that it's that the tool get better and better. For example, we had one main issue that was recently making us losing time. That as you work in the industry, you know that when you do serigraphy or pad printing, you have limited color. And it was quite often the case that our customer, let's say, had a logo on Zakeke with multiple color. They don't really see that they are ordering pad printing. So we had to come back to them after the sales to say, okay, you order pad printing, it's limited color, your logo has 5 color, you have extra money to pay, blah, blah, blah. And it was quite difficult for them to understand, and we lose time, etc. And there is one feature in Zakeke, maybe it existed a while ago, but we didn't just use it. But recently we make a huge work to implement limited color on all our 2,000 products. So now, if a customer had a 5-color logo on Zakeke on a product, but are ordering a pad printing, it will automatically convert the 5 color into one, and we got a message to explain to them why this change, and they can change the printing method if they want. So that's really now it's really really comfortable for us to see 100% of the order that are just that we don't have to clean after.
Sure. It simplified the whole process, and I guess, Giusi, that we now live in a world, don't we, where we're led by the consumer's demand, and the creative nature of that demand. And I guess Robin just mentioned there that Zakeke is always developing, always improving. You're as much sort of responding to consumer demand, which enables Robin's business to grow. So it's a perfect circle, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Of course, from our side, feedback from merchants that are using the platform is precious for designing the development pipeline, and our technical team is focused every day on improving the platform. That's something that we have done, not also on the features point of view, but also on making sure that it is fully responsible with a mobile dedicated interface, because we know today more than the 50% of users are buying from a mobile, and not only having the feature, but having it in a way that is easy to use, but also making sure the user will find the same, let's say, user experience that with, let's say, its normal process and with something he is familiar with. And for example, one of the main topics today is the AI use and improvement in all the features we have. And maybe the reason why Robin was not aware about that feature was that in a certain stage we had a boost of some of the features we have, but using AI. That of course makes everything more, let's say, improved and more advanced and easy to use. So this is, of course, the main topic for software companies today, and that's something we are investing a lot about.
And it's always fun for me when I get a software company and a customer on Print Island, and they learn from each other. That's why we're here. That's what we do. So and tell me,
I'm bothering Zakeke a lot, I think.
Okay,
I would like to do this when we can do, but they are really trying to help, and they do their best to improve the tools. So that's great.
I think that's a really interesting point, though, isn't it? Because traditionally, let's go back 100 years. Traditionally, the sort of the development rate was linear, and it was quite sort of slow, and every year there'd be something new and what have you. Now, with the rate that technology is changing, and also our use of that technology is changing, it's like every day, isn't it? The frequency has grown incredibly.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't there 100 years ago, so I know the industry since 4 years. But it seems that it's moving a lot, especially with AI and API too. So we got some supplier that make it possible to make an order straight from customer to supplier, and it's that's something great. I especially like to. Well, what I like in my work or in the company in general is to optimize process, make everything simple for supplier and for customer. And when there is tool like this or API, it makes it way easier to work.
And Giusi, just looking forward, really, if we can look beyond one day in the world of software development, what are you excited about? What's coming down the track, from Zakeke for the rest of this year? Don't give away any state secrets, obviously, but tell me some stuff that you're looking forward to the most this year.
Thinking that Zakeke is a platform that can serve different industries and markets. That's something that we are trying to do in our best. But in general, the web to print industry is one of the main one for us from the day zero. And so what I'm really excited about is that since I am in Zakeke from the year it was founded, so almost 8 years ago, and I remember one of the first version. I remember that maybe there was something that clients was asking us, but of course we had a lot to improve and develop. And what I see is that today we are completing the puzzle and adding even that challenging decoration method handling that maybe a couple of years ago we was not able to support at 100%. So something that makes me very proud is that today Zakeke can be a platform that can completely serve companies that in general need to handle customization on different printing and decoration method, and that's something that happens in a very easy and scalable way.
And that, Robin, must be really reassuring for you as a business owner that's using and working with a software company that is you're hearing that as I'm hearing that you know the development will continue and therefore the growth story for 𝐷𝐴𝐻 will continue.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we expect from a tool like this, because it's important to highlight also the fact that it's well, the tool is great, our customers are happy, so that's the most important part. But it's also important to highlight that it's quite a time investment, because to configure every product, when you want to make a small change, you have to make it on a lot of products, so it takes quite a lot of time. But you do it because you know in the future you will earn time and it will make the life easier for your customer. But that's I was talking to some competitor that doesn't have this part of personalization online, and they were telling to me, no, it's too complicated. The logo of the customer is not good. It's too difficult. It takes too much time, etc. And I think it's the time you have to invest to understand the tool, to configure everything. It's quite a lot, but after 4 years, I can say that it's worth it. And after it can be quite easier if you have just a few products. It can be really quicker, but if you have more.
Well, that's the best thing that you can hear, Giusi, from being on Print Island this morning. And Robin, it's lovely to hear from you as well. And thank you both for joining me here on Print Island. And I very much look forward to tuning in again next year. Hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler next year, but enjoy the summer if that's possible. And thank you very much for taking the time to chat to me today.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you.